Hello everybody, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and I'm just having a quick look at progress on my pineapple guavas, or Feijoas, or Feijoas if you pronounce it with a Spanish J. That's Aca Siloiana. This one is my unnamed variety that seems to produce perfectly round golf ball size fruit. Now what I'm going to have to make a decision on this year is whether or not I should thin the fruits at all, because I did last year. I had a few fruits off this tree, but the largest one was probably only the size of a golf ball and the others were probably considerably less than that, and I'm wondering if it might be worth thinning the fruits on it to see if I could boost the size, because I'd rather have a dozen larger, more edible fruits than 25-30 of which 5 are edible. Now you can tell very easily on these when the fruits have actually set, because they quite rapidly start to swell, as you can see, to sort of, in the case of this one, a rounded size. You can see that the fruit's set on that one, whereas if you look at this flower back here, which I think I can probably manage to focus on, see if I can focus on them or not. Again, it's not easy to see because it's sunny today, so the sun is shining. As you can see, the fruit, that flower, is much thinner behind the original, I think, sepals or sepals they're called. You can see that's much thinner and it hasn't really started swelling, whereas the one just below it has got clear swelling behind it, and you can probably see it just as well on my Triumph one. If I come over here, I've got a really good fruit set on this one down here. Again, it's hard to see because the sun's shining, but I've got a good fruit set on this plant here. There are a few that aren't swelling behind, so I'm tempted to think that I might take some of them off. If I go up here and look at these two fruits here, these are doing very nicely at the top of the plants. Again, you should be able to see them. It's not always easy to see what I'm focusing on because the camera, the sun's shining on the camera lens, but I'm pretty sure you can see those. These ones are up in the sun are doing very nicely, but I'd say this Triumph is going to have about a dozen good quality fruit on it, so I think if there's any weedy looking ones still sitting on it at the end of the months, I'll probably get rid of those, because they need probably the best part of 3 months to get to a decent edible size here, so it's likely to be well into August before the fruits get to a decent size and hopefully ripen. Sorry, not well into August, I meant well into October. They certainly won't be ready by the end of September. But I'm pleased with the fruits that I've had. I think I only had I think I had 2 fruits off the Triumph last year, and they were pretty small because it was the first year and it was a small plant. So I'm hoping this year, as you can see, the plant's got to quite a decent size now. I'm hoping if I keep it well watered and fed that I can get the fruits up to the size of a small egg, which would be very handy. So that's my thoughts. Do I thin the fruits? Probably I'll leave them for a couple of weeks and leave any to fall off naturally that are going to fall off naturally, and then this larger one I'll just leave it with perhaps a dozen on of the best and see if we can get them a bit bigger, and they might be of a better flavour, because they didn't have much flavour last year, but I think it's because they were a bit undersized and didn't have a very good flesh to skin ratio. So that's my unnamed pineapple guava, and the other one is my Triumph. I've got no fruit on the Mammoth at all as yet, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching everybody, much appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up. Please remember to share it with anyone who thinks interested in pineapple guavas in the UK or indeed elsewhere in the world. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and remember to click on the bell if you want to be notified of updates. Catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.